Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear me. This is Steve from SMKR. Welcome to the cave. Thought I'd try this live broadcast on YouTube. Please bear with me. This is the webcam I'm using. My laptop does not like it very well. It must be the limitations to my video card that's in the laptop. So I'm researching. I'll be getting me a new laptop here soon. All right, so I just thought I'd just do a little demonstration on using the True Metals by AK. As you can see here, this one is the gold, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it to a little placard I have for the latest kit on building, the mummy from Polar Lights, I believe it is. Really good stuff. I'm basically just going to brush it on. You want to be careful when you first buy this bottle, or not bottle, this tube, that when you first open it up, there might be a little pressure behind it. So be aware of that, because you could actually lose some of this. Now, this is a wax-based product, and it acts a lot like oils, but it's not oil. But it cleans with your odorless paint thinner, so there's no problems there. It cleans up very nicely, and I've used it already, and I really like it. Anyway, I thought I'd just use this time also to let you know what my plans are for SMKR. I'm coming close to 7,000 subscribers, and I appreciate each and every one of you who subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. I'm having fun with those. I'm looking at ways at making the videos shorter, so that way you get right to the point, and you get to see the kits that I review. I also started a blog, so if you haven't seen on the last few of my videos out there, I put links to my blog, and I try to update that daily when I have a chance to do that. So be sure to check out the blog, and that's where you can go and see detailed photographs of the kit parts. And I'm not actually going to put those photos in the videos anymore. I'm going to put them on the blog. You've also noticed, if you've looked at the description at some of my videos, I put repost behind them. And the reason why I put repost behind them was about 2 years ago, maybe less than that, my channel was hijacked from some person overseas, and he monetized my channel. I don't want my channel monetized. I don't want to make money off of my channel. I do this as a service for you all, and I do it for fun. But when he monetized it, he deleted a lot of videos. Now, quite a few of them I had backed up, and quite a few I did not have backed up. So I lost some really cool ones that I wish I still had. I did a review of I think it was a 1/2 scale Vlad, the vampire. It was a bust. I thought that review was pretty cool. I did a review on a couple of resin figure kits too, and I lost those too. So, I'll never get those back. I'm just going to have to redo them when I have some time. But anyway, the ones that I did back up, I put back up out there, and I put repost. Now you'll notice I do use some copyright music and some video clips. I go ahead and I try to check those to make sure that they're still available worldwide. And yeah, whoever owns the rights to those can monetize that particular video of mine and make money off of it. That's fine. If they want to do that, I don't have any issues with that at all. So that's where that stands. Next week is the IPMS Nationals in Omaha, Nebraska. So if you're in that area, I highly recommend you go to that. I was going to go, but a lot of stuff has been happening personally with me and my family. I just couldn't break free and go to that. However, next year in Phoenix will be the IPMS Nationals, and I will be there. Okay, if you hear my dogs barking in the background, it's because they're doing their job. They're guarding. So Um, you know, that's what they do. So just brush painting this on the high areas. Doesn't take much at all. And you can go in layers with this too. You don't have to put the full uh, amount on where you want it. You can go back and put another coat on top of it. So, been watching a lot of really good videos out there. Some guys are really putting out some kick-ass stuff out there. Last week I visited Andy Hobby Headquarters, went to his shop, and got to talk with him for a couple hours. We had a good visit. Happened to be his 2-year anniversary on YouTube. And I believe he's had that shop open since 2004. He actually had a shop in near the San Diego area, and then he moved out to Arizona. He told me he used to live in Arizona when he was a kid. And decided to move back here. They have family out here. His parents retired out here, and they moved back out here. So his kids have been going to school, going to college out here. I think he's having a house built. So we had a nice visit. And he's also gone over 50,000 with his subscribership, which I think is fantastic. Just in a mere 2 years, that's phenomenal for our community. And did you guys see his last video? He got that sample of the new M1 Abrams 1/16 scale. So that's going to be nice. I can't wait to see him start to build that. I'd like to do more of these while we move on. I'd like to do ones that kind of deal with our industry and news in the hobby, and offer that up for you. We'll see how it goes. Most of you know I live in southern Arizona, and we've been pretty hot. However, our monsoon season, we're about ready to get hit with another storm. So if you lose me, it's because of that, or I have issues with this that I'm using. It's a good webcam. It's just my video card can't handle it for very long. So I just take a little bit of the odorless thinner and put it inside of a tray here, so I can keep my brush clean. If you'll see here, it just comes right off. Really nice, easy to use stuff. Very little trouble on this. Now, since this is a metallic I'm using, I keep all my paint brushes that I paint with, metallics, I keep them separate. I keep them in a separate jar. So if when I use a metallic color again, this is the brush I'm going to go after. I'm not going to go after one of my other brushes that I use for regular colors. So I'm keeping all my brushes separated. You don't want any of those metallics contaminating your paint as you go along. I've done that before, believe me. Not fun. Let me close this up. I'll show you guys something here. And if you haven't figured it out already, my workbench is pretty small, so I can only do so much at a time. But I have lots of shelf queens out there. Still haven't forgotten about you. I'm going to do a review of this kit. The Anti-Grand MiG-31 Firefox. Now this is an all resin kit, obviously. You really, it's kind of an expensive kit, I thought. This is the 1/48 scale. They also came out with a 1/72 scale kit, which is a little cheaper, a little more affordable. And then they came out with a really cheaper one, which was the 1/144 scale. And now it's tiny, but detailed. You know, take the parts out of it. You got some bag full of resin parts here. Try and get the instructions out of this box. And the decals. Several separate pieces of decals. Water slide type. And maybe some tailcode there in white. So I know it's hard for you guys to see. This is actually the first time I'm actually looking through these. And you have the Russian stars on there. So yeah, 2 sealed up bags of parts. Looks like the fuselage is only maybe 5 inches long for this 1/144th. Yeah, a little bit, about 5.5 inches. Very fine details, though. I mean, this it's got recessed panel lines, very fine. And the bottom half of the fuselage looks like it's interesting. Trying to figure out what that looks like. Oh, okay. So they actually give you 2 kits here. With this one, they give you the MiG-31 stealth fighter right there, but they also give you this MiG-23 fighter jet. So that's what I was seeing was the fuselage for this other part. I was like, what is that? So that's pretty cool. Once again, welcome everybody. If you haven't seen my videos or been around much on our modeling community, from Scale Model Kit Review. Like I said at the beginning, I don't monetize my channel. I don't want to make money from YouTube or from advertising on this. I do this for your benefit and my benefit. The kits that you'll see reviewed on my channel are ones I purchased myself. Every now and again, somebody will send me a sample. That's fine. I'll take samples. I do have a very large stash, so eventually you'll probably see every one of them that's in my stash. I've got a lot of old kits, not the old, ones like from Frog and from Aurora and all those. I don't have a whole lot of those kits, but I have quite a few kits from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And I do have a very large collection of resin kits too. And yeah, I get into the wargaming figures. Been painting this up a little bit. I need to experiment a little bit with him, and I magnetized his guns so I can make his weapons, change out his weapons if I want. So I don't play Warhammer, but I like the figures. I think they're really cool to paint up. And, you know, I'm like any other modeler out there. I'm trying to learn the trade. I watch other videos. I watch other people do their craft, and I try to learn from them. So that's one of my goals, is to paint busts. You know, I have this bust of Colonel Robin Olds. And if any of you know about him, an amazing gentleman, you know, fighter ace from World War II and from the Vietnam War. So I'm not sure who makes this, but I picked up maybe 2 or 3 of them from the guy that was selling them. So it's not. It's only one person out there selling them. So it's not a recast. I'm pretty sure I'm buying it from the sculptor. But anyway, I'm not going to show a lot larger 1/48 scale, as you can. So this one I'm going to still do the review for you. If you guys want to look back at my video reviews, I did a preview and a music video on this. So that was kind of fun to do. Yeah, I was watching the Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, and they did Interstellar Modeler did an interview with Frank from Mobius, and he said the most popular kit they have out there is this bad boy here. Let me get the glare off. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's a little bit better. Okay. So yeah, their most popular kit out there is this kit right here. And I hear it's a really good kit for a pickup truck. It's really nice. So I had to pick up a copy. They're saying it's part of the 5th generation of Ford F-Series Ranger XLTs. Sorry about the glare. I'm trying to work with this. Let's see who we have here. Hi, Chris Gee. Hi, Heath. Ghost 94. Looks like my daughter tried to call me, leave a voicemail. My wife went out shopping without her cell phone. I noticed that. I looked around and saw her phone sitting here at the house, and she's out. So I guess she doesn't need to call me. But anyway, she's with my daughter, so I know she's fine. Hope everybody's having a nice Sunday evening. Probably like to see what I have, what some of my shelf queens are. I have some, like I said, I have some shelf queens going. This one right here, which is a beauty of a kit. Let me zoom out a little bit here. It's a 1/24 scale Admiral Cabriolet, World War II German passenger car. It's a beauty of a kit. It has one fault, really. I mean, we're all model builders, and most kits have little issues here and there. But what I've been doing with this is building the chassis, and the engine's done. I got it wired up. But what they failed to do was provide a mount for the transmission. So I scratch built the mount for the transmission. The front of the engine mounts on this front beam here, on the front of the chassis here, but there was nothing on the backside to hold the engine up. What they want you to do is attach it with the drive shaft to the rear diff, and that was it. So I did some research, and boy, it was hard to find photos of that transmission mount. I found some, printed it out. So it's right here. The mount is. They got it in black. Once again, right there. Another shot of it here. And that's probably the best shot of what the mount looks like. Okay. So I scratch built the mount. There's another gentleman from Germany that's building this kit, but it's a different company. But I think it's pretty much the same kit. And he said the same thing. His was missing the transmission mount, which I thought was strange. They go through the trouble of giving you this gorgeous frame, and they forget. It's like they forgot to mold the transmission mount. You got a better look at it there. Okay. So I just scratched that with some styrene. And of course, the engine here, lots of pictures on the internet of the engine that's in this Opel Cabriolet. And I wired up the distributor, fuel pump. Yeah, it looks like we just have a flash flood warning in my area. We've been getting those every night. We've been a lot of rain. It's nice, though. We need rain in the desert, that's for sure. But when you have rain, you got flash floods out here. And here's the body. And it's actually pieced together. You've got sides, the trunk, and the interior tub, or the front firewall and windshield frame. So I've got it all glued together here. Paint it. It's going to have the two-tone paint job on it, just like the box cover showed. So yeah, it's a nice kit. So I hope to get that done here real soon too. I was going to use the Testors one-shot lacquers, but I think I'm going to decant those and airbrush it. We'll see. Those are a little hard to use. They work great though, but I've had problems with those Testors lacquers. This one shot, you've got the color, then you put down the clear, and I've had issues with the clear bubbling up a few times. I'm not sure it's because I don't wait long enough and let the first coat air out or dry before I shoot the clear, or what. I've had luck with shooting the clear kind of right away, and it doesn't do that. But if you wait a while, if you wait, within 4 or 5 hours or so, it doesn't like that. So you either got to let it dry all the way and then shoot the clear, or shoot the clear after it's dry to the touch. But yeah, it's kind of touchy. For me, it is. That is. Maybe I just don't have it down right. But I did use that when I painted the ProStar. I did a video earlier. If you guys want to search through my channel, I built the Mobius Pro Star, and it had a two-tone paint job on it, black and like a goldish tone to it. That's a nice kit, and it was fun to paint and fun to build. Went together like a glove. So that's one of the shelf queens. Let me show you another one here. Another one I got was this this kit here. From my club meeting. I belong to Tucson Miniature Auto Club, and one of the guys was just selling kits. And this was partially built. I got it for $1. Okay, now obviously it's it's not a very highly detailed kit. 1/72nd scale, I believe. But so I've been building it, and it has no interior at all. It doesn't even have a flight deck, so there's no pilots, nothing up front. It was partially built, fixing what the other person did when they built it. The Ford Tri-Motors were known for their corrugated metal on the wings and the body, so it's all corrugation, almost like just like the Ju-52 Germans used in World War II. So this is a tri-motor, right? So it has an engine here, here, and in the middle. I'm going to wait to hang the engines because I want to mask off the windows. I painted the interior passenger compartment, I just painted the windows black because, like I said, there's no interior at all, not even seats. So I painted those, but I still want them to be shiny, so I'm going to mask them off. I'm going to mask off the cockpit windows, the flight deck windows, and shoot it with some silver Stynylrez. Stynylrez just came out with the silver, so that's what this is going to get up as a base coat for it. Stynylrez is very nice. It lays down smooth. You don't lose any detail with that stuff. However, when you airbrush, you have to airbrush with it. You could probably use a paintbrush, but it's not really made for painting with a paintbrush, but you could probably use a paintbrush with it. You want to airbrush it with at least a minimum of a 3 to a 5 needle with a higher PSI setting. It's pretty thick stuff. I think it is, but it lays down and self-levels and smooths out very easily. So it's going to get the silver on it. And I found another one of these kits on eBay because I wanted other decals. I don't want to do this Island Airlines paint scheme. I want to do the silver with whatever marking. So I found another kit that had a whole sheet of markings for this. So I'm waiting for that to come in the mail, and I'll use those decals on it. So it's just kind of a fun thing for me to do while I'm waiting for glue to dry or paint to dry on another kit. Now, if you've been following my channel, I've been building a few kits. Earlier on Facebook, if you followed my feeds on Facebook, I did some live assembly of this kit here, which is the Tiger 1 by Meng, and that's how it's pronounced in China. The Chinese say Meng, not Ming. Now in the US, if you say Ming, that's fine, but the pronunciation in Chinese is Meng. I didn't know that. I learned that from the guys over at HobbyLink Japan. They mentioned that in one of their videos, and I just said, "Oh, okay, very cool." So this is from the World War Tunes, and it was fun to build. So far, they've come out with 4 of these. They have this Tiger 1, they have the King Tiger, the Sherman, and the Russian KV-2. So right now, I'm at the point where I'm starting to weather it. With my weathering, I'm going to go ahead and shoot it with some dull coat and throw some more weathering on it. Probably some powders. But decals are on. I gloss coated it, put the decals on, and you know, it's a nice little kit. I had fun with it. You know, the turret should turn. I think I've got everything painted up. So, but yeah, it was fun. So that's almost done. Just need to put a little time into it, and it's almost finished. One of my other shelf queens is this Tamiya ambulance, Range Rover ambulance. I'm not sure what era this is from. I'd have to look it up. In war, I built this probably when I was 17 years old. So it's moved around in the Air Force. I did 20 years in the Air Force. So it moved around with me in the Air Force in a box for over 20 years. I moved here to Arizona, and it sat out in a box in my garage. Now you can imagine how hot the garage gets. So when I finally did dig it out again, I'm like, hey, where'd those kits go? Oh, they're in a box out there. So I dug it out, and you can imagine the decals just peeled off. A lot of them did. So I'm going to restore it. I'm going to paint on, airbrush on the Red Cross symbols, and weather it up, make it look the part, probably put it on a base. We'll see. But that's a shelf queen. It was completed once, but it went through the heat of my garage. I'm surprised nothing's warped on it, though. It took the heat. Just the decals didn't survive. I didn't, back in the day, I didn't put any protection on these decals. I didn't gloss coat them or anything like that. So that's why they did that. And I just broke my mirror that I fixed the other day. There we go. The other shelf queen is a 251 Hanomag. I got this from a friend, but it was actually scratch built. This was scratch built before they even had a kit of it back in the day. So I got this about the same time frame. I was about 17 or 18 years old, probably 1978, 79, maybe 80, I don't know. And my friend scratch built it and gave it to me. And so I figured, I'm going to put this in a diorama. I'm going to probably show it disabled. But these Hanomags back then, there wasn't this version that was out there. So this was scratch built. And of course, you can get the C, Ds, and all the different versions of Hanomags out there. So, but I thought it was pretty cool. I did airbrush it though. That's my airbrush job back in the day. And I think I used the old my old Badger airbrush for that. This one, which I still have. Right there. I did have to change out the air valve, the needle and tip were still fine. So it works like a champ still. Single action. So that's that. So yeah, I'm probably going to throw this in a diorama with a tiger tank or something. So the other shelf queen is this half track. And this one I put a winter whitewash on it. And this is from a photograph. A photograph I had in one of my books. I think it's D-Day to Berlin, around that time frame. So it's late war. And there's only 2 photographs published of this particular vehicle. And back in the day, I only had the one photograph which showed this side, okay, that you see. I didn't have the photograph that showed the other side. And I did find a photograph that shows the other side, and I was wrong. I didn't quite get it painted just like the vehicle looked on the driver's side. But I'm going to leave it. But you can see, I didn't do too bad of a whitewash job. I didn't really understand paints and what can lay down on top of what, but the effect I like, because it looks like it was painted by a brush out in the field. And that's the effect you want to have with these. And I did lay down some mud on the bottom. Now this was done back, like I said, back in 1979 or 78. So this is another one that was sitting out in the garage for years, traveled around with me when I was in the Air Force. So that's going to go on a diorama also. I have lots and lots of shelf queens, but I'm not going to. I have 2 B-25s, accurate miniature B-25s that I'm painting. I'm building, I'm sorry. I have an F4 Phantom that I'm in the middle of building. I have a Tamiya Honda Formula One that I've been working on. So they just keep stacking up on me. I got to get these done. This is one of them. This mummy kit. I'll show you the mummy, the progress I've made on the mummy before I start repainting here. Let me zoom out. So I only have one viewer. That's fine. All right, so this is the pulse, and I'm not done with her yet. It's going to be hard to get it in. But at least everything's glued. Red to have a glow coming out of the mouth and out of the torso. Weathering, I want to put some oils on it. But probably airbrush some inks. I've been learning how to use inks from Gilbert Mondragon. And so it's still a work in progress. Almost done though. But anyway, you know, been watching a lot of tutorial videos. So continue on here with the painting. Once again, when you get these true metals, you get the new tube in. When you go to first open it, you might want to maybe give it a little bit of a squeeze on the lower end, just a little bit, to kind of expand it out, so when you open the top, it doesn't come shooting out at you. And yeah, I could probably put some down on a piece of paper and use it from there, but I just dig it out when I want to use it. So. There you go. Really, it really lays down really nice. What's also nice about this stuff too is that when it's real dry, you can actually buff it out. You can get a small Q-tip and buff it out to an either really nice shine. Now the gauzy agent, you can use that over the top of it to clear it and protect it. So I've used it once already. I like it. This stuff really works nice for this. Now it's not, obviously this is not going to make a chrome still look like chrome. So if you're trying to get the chrome to stay that way, it won't do it. But it works for the other metals. Here, let me send my daughter a text message so she knows what's up. All right. So that's that. I was just thinking my wife probably is looking for her phone. So I'll let my daughter know that the phone's here. She didn't lose it. It's funny how our phones are our life now, right? Back in the day, we had the old phone that you had hanging on the wall with a cord. You didn't worry about it. Now, we live with our phones. Crazy. I see that with my students in my job when I teach. They're always on their phones. And these are adults, not children, not kids. So, Try to get a little closer so you guys can see. So this placard was base coated with vinyl res, and then I painted the wood color and then the turquoise upper area. Then I went ahead and shot it with some future to give me a gloss, and then I used some Tamiya Panaline accent color in it. And eventually what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna dull coat the wood and background, but everything else is gonna be shiny on it. Do some iron accents. It's like, did I open this up already? Not gonna explode on me. Yeah, I travel a lot for my work, so when I am home, I try to get as much bench time as I can. But like I said, life has been getting in the way, a lot of stuff going on with my family, so it's even been hard to do that. Usually what I'll do is I'll film my reviews, my model kit reviews, take them with me on the road, and when I'm on the road, I can go ahead and edit them and put them out while I'm in a hotel somewhere, because obviously I can't take my model kits with me everywhere I go. I'd like to be able to, but just not conducive on an airplane. Just the tiny details here, but that's how it's done. clean that off. This must have been one of the ones that exploded and I didn't clean it. One of the best silver metallics I've used is Humbrol. Number 11. This, it doesn't look very shiny from the cap, but when you open this bad boy up and start using it, it's very shiny. It's almost like chrome, but it's enamel, obviously, but I like it. It's in a heartbeat for any of my silver work. I did finally picked up the acrylic metal colors, and I haven't used them yet, but these can be airbrushed and everything, and I look forward to using these. I'll probably use these on my Death Dealer. I've been working on the Death Dealer also, but it's been kind of sitting to the side there. That was a fun build too. I highly recommend that kit. That was fun. So I just licked my point. I know I just dipped it in the turpentine or into the odorless thinner, but that's what I do. So. Well, thanks for everybody for watching. I just wanted to give this a try to see how it turned out and let you know what my plans are. I hope you enjoy my channel and stay tuned for more video reviews. Trying to find ways to make them shorter for you and give you the meat. So watch out for my blog. I'll put a link down below in the description for my blog. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Have a great weekend, what's left of your weekend, and we'll catch you on Facebook and YouTube. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.